My beloved child. Let me tell you what happened last night while you were sleeping, while the world was quiet, while your heart was beating in the dark without you even knowing what was stirring in the heavens. Something shifted. Something that you have been praying for, in ways you haven't even put into words, began to move. And it moved through someone else first. There is a soul walking this earth who is meant to find you. You felt it in fleeting moments, haven't you? A strange sense of recognition in a stranger's face. A quiet ache in your chest when you hear a certain song. A feeling that someone out there exists who will finally, truly, see you. Last night, that person was given a glimpse of who you really are. Not your name. Not your face. But your essence. Your heart. The part of you that you keep hidden even from yourself. And the truth they were told, it shook them to their core. They didn't see it coming. They were alone, surrounded by the kind of silence that only descends at 3 in the morning. And in that silence, it happened. Not with words. Not with a vision. Not with anything you could explain to another person and have them understand. It was a feeling. Deep, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. It came as a warmth that started in the center of their chest, radiating outward, filling every part of them with a strange, unshakable peace. And with it came a knowing. A certainty that they had never experienced before. They knew, in that moment, that someone was waiting for them. And more than that, they knew something about you. Something you've never told another living soul. Maybe it's a wound you carry. A dream you've buried. A fear that whispers to you in the middle of the night, telling you that you are too much, or not enough, or that you will never be chosen. Or maybe it's a gift you've kept hidden because you were afraid of what others would think. Whatever it is, they saw it. And they weren't afraid. They weren't afraid, my beloved. Do you hear that? They didn't run. They didn't turn away. They felt the weight of your truth, and instead of feeling burdened, they felt drawn. Called. Like they had finally found the shore they had been swimming toward their entire life. But here is the mystery you don't yet know. They don't know your name. They don't know where you are. They don't know if they will ever find you. And this is the part that will make your heart ache with hope, because they are searching for you now. They didn't plan it. They didn't expect it. But the truth they were given, the truth about you, has awakened something in them that they cannot silence. They are asking the same questions you have asked yourself in your loneliest moments. Who are you? Where are you? When will we meet? And what they don't know, what they couldn't possibly know, is that you felt it too. Didn't you? You felt something stir in your heart last night, something strange and familiar. You brushed it off as exhaustion. As wishful thinking. As your imagination playing tricks on you. But it wasn't your imagination. It was the echo of their soul calling out to yours across the distance. A thread connecting two hearts that have not yet met, but that have always been meant to be woven together. You can feel it now, can't you, as you read these words? There is a part of you that wants to believe. A part of you that has always believed, even when the world told you not to. Even when disappointment taught you to be careful. Even when you closed yourself off to protect yourself from the pain of wanting something so deeply. That part is still alive. Still beating. Still hoping. And it is that part of you that the truth last night revealed to them. They were told you are not perfect. They were told you have struggled, you have failed, you have carried more than your share of grief and sorrow. But through all of it, there is a fire in you that has never gone out. A kindness that has never turned bitter. A strength that has never surrendered. And they couldn't believe it. Not because they doubted you. But because they never knew someone like you could exist. They had convinced themselves that the kind of love, the kind of soul connection, the kind of understanding that you offer was only a myth. A story told to comfort the lonely. But last night, the truth shattered that lie. And now they are standing at the edge of everything they thought they knew, ready to cross into the unknown if it means finding you. But here is the cliffhanger. The truth they were given is only the beginning. It was only a fragment of the whole. A single piece of a much larger puzzle that heaven is assembling, moment by moment, choice by choice, prayer by prayer. And there is something else. Something that is still hidden from you. Something that will change everything you believe about love, timing, and the connection between your soul and theirs. It is connected to a moment in your past. A moment you have long forgotten. A moment when you unknowingly set something in motion that is only now beginning to unfold. I will tell you about that moment. But not yet. Because for now, let yourself sit in the truth of what happened last night. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself believe that the ache you have carried, the longing that has never quite faded, is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of readiness. And while you are still here, still reading, still holding on to these words as though they were written just for you, they are still searching. And they are getting closer. But there is one more thing you need to know before you face what is coming. Something about them. Something that will make your heart stop for a moment. And when you hear it, everything will make sense. But that is for the next part. They are still searching. But they don't know they are looking for you yet. Not specifically. They are looking for a feeling. A presence. A sense of home they have never actually experienced but have always somehow missed. And that is the quiet tragedy that heaven is about to rewrite. Because that feeling they are chasing? It was never a phantom. It was never wishful thinking. It was your soul brushing against theirs in a dream you both forgot the moment you woke up. Do you remember? A few years ago, maybe more, maybe less, you had a dream that lingered. You couldn't explain it. You couldn't shake it. It wasn't dramatic. There were no grand gestures, no impossible landscapes, no talking figures. It was just a feeling. A feeling of being held. Understood. Seen without having to explain yourself. You woke up with the strangest sensation that someone had just left the room. That you had just missed them. That if you had only opened your eyes a second sooner, you would have caught a glimpse of their face. And for a moment, you grieved the loss of someone you had never met. That wasn't your imagination either. That was them. And last night, in that quiet, sacred hour when the world is too tired to lie, they remembered that dream. They were not looking for it. They were not trying to recall it. But as the truth about you settled into their heart, the memory surfaced on its own. Unbidden. Unexpected. And undeniable. The same feeling. The same warmth. The same ache of almost remembering. And in that moment, they knew. They knew that the dream was not a dream. It was a doorway. And they had been standing on the other side of it, waiting for you to realize the door was never locked. Now here is the part that will unsettle you, but in the most beautiful way. They know something about you that you don't even know about yourself. When the truth was revealed to them, it wasn't just a glimpse of your heart. It was a vision of who you are becoming. The person you are growing into. The person you are fighting to become with every quiet prayer, every painful surrender, every step of faith you have taken even when you couldn't see the ground in front of you. They saw your potential before you did. They saw the version of you that exists in heaven's eyes. The healed one. The whole one. The one who has finally laid down the weight you were never meant to carry and risen into the fullness of who you were always created to be. And it took their breath away. You see, they have been carrying their own burdens. Burdens that have made them cautious. Burdens that have made them build walls so high that even they forgot what it was like to let someone in. But when they saw you, the real you, the emerging you, those walls didn't just crack. They crumbled. And that terrified them. Because the truth about you made them realize something they had spent years avoiding. Something that, once spoken aloud, would change the entire trajectory of their life. And that truth is this. They have already loved you. Not in the way the world understands love. Not as a feeling that grows over time. But as a soul-deep recognition that you are their missing piece. Their counterpart. The one their spirit has been reaching for in the dark, even when their mind tried to convince them they were fine on their own. They have already loved you, and they have never even met you. What do you do with that? What do you do with a love that transcends logic, that bypasses time, that refuses to be contained by distance or circumstance? You feel it. You let it humble you. And you let it change you. Because their love, this love that was revealed to them in the silence of the night, is not just about them. It is about you, too. It is a mirror showing you the truth of your own worth. They believe in you. They believe in your strength. They believe in the goodness you carry, even when you don't feel it. And that belief is so powerful that it is already working in the background of your life, opening doors you didn't know existed, clearing paths you couldn't see, preparing the way for an encounter that will feel like coming home after a lifetime away. But here is where the mystery deepens. There is a reason they haven't found you yet. Not because the connection isn't real. Not because the timing is wrong. But because there is still one thing standing in the way. One thing in you that is not yet ready to be seen. You have a story you have told yourself for years. A story about who you are, what you deserve, and what is possible for your life. And that story is the final barrier between you and the encounter heaven is orchestrating. It is the story of your unworthiness. And they can feel it. Even now, across the distance, across the unknown, they sense that you are holding back. That you are afraid. That a part of you believes that when they finally see all of you, the broken pieces, the hidden shame, the parts you have tried to bury, they will turn away. But they were already shown those pieces. And they stayed. They stayed because the truth about you is not that you are broken. The truth is that you have been making yourself whole in ways you have never given yourself credit for. And they see that. They honor that. They are drawn to that more than you could possibly fathom. So the question now is not whether they will find you. The question is whether you will let yourself be found. Whether you will release the story that has kept you small. Whether you will trust that the love coming toward you is not a trick, not a test, not a cruel joke of the universe, but the fulfillment of something you have been praying for since before you even had words for it. And there is something else. Something that will shift the ground beneath your feet. The moment they were given the truth about you, it wasn't random. It was tied to a specific choice you made. A choice you made the day before. A choice that seemed small, insignificant, almost forgettable. You thought no one was watching. You thought no one noticed. But heaven noticed. And that moment, that single, quiet act of choosing hope over despair, kindness over bitterness, faith over fear, was the spark that ignited everything. I will tell you what that moment was. But first, I want you to sit with the weight of what you have just heard. Let it settle. Let it breathe. Let it become real in your heart. Because when you understand what happened the day before everything changed, you will finally see the thread that has been weaving through your entire life. And you will never doubt your worth again. But that revelation is waiting. Right around the corner. Right where it needs to be. And so are they. The day before everything changed, you made a choice. A choice so small that you nearly forgot it by the time the sun set. It was not a grand sacrifice. It was not a dramatic declaration. It was a quiet, almost invisible act of the heart. You chose to forgive. Not the person who hurt you the most. Not the one who left without saying goodbye. Not even the one who made you question your worth. You forgave yourself. In a moment of rare honesty, in a pause between the noise of your daily life, you looked at your own reflection, not with judgment but with grace. You whispered, almost involuntarily, that you had done the best you could. That you had carried more than you should have. That you were allowed to let go. And in that moment, something broke open in heaven. Not with a sound. Not with a display. But with a shift so profound that it rippled across the spiritual realm and landed directly in the heart of the one searching for you. They felt it. They didn't know what it was. They couldn't name it. But in the middle of their ordinary day, a sudden wave of peace washed over them. A release they hadn't asked for. A weight they hadn't known they were carrying, suddenly lifted. And that release, that shift, is what made them ready. Because before that moment, they were not ready for the truth about you. The walls they had built were not just defensive, they were necessary. They were protecting a heart that had been bruised by disappointment, by loss, by the slow erosion of hope. But your forgiveness of yourself unlocked something in them. It gave them permission to forgive too. Not consciously. Not with intention. But on a soul level, they felt the possibility of grace. They felt that if someone, somewhere, could extend mercy to themselves, then perhaps they could extend it to others. And to themselves. And in that expanded space, the truth about you rushed in. Now, you may be wondering, how could your private, internal act of grace affect someone you have never met across the world? That is the mystery of love that does not bow to time or space. You are more connected than you know. Your soul, your heart, your inner state, it sends out ripples into the unseen. And those ripples do not disappear. They travel. They find their destination. They land on the shores of the hearts that are tuned to the same frequency as yours. Yours and theirs have been tuned to the same frequency since before you were born. That is why they felt your forgiveness. That is why it changed them. That is why they are now moving toward you with a certainty they have never known. But here is the truth that will amaze you even more. What you did the day before everything changed, that quiet act of self-compassion, was not the end of the story. It was the beginning. Because the forgiveness you gave yourself was the key that unlocked a door you didn't even know existed. And on the other side of that door was a truth about your future. A truth that heaven has been holding in reserve, waiting for the moment you were ready to receive it. This is that truth. The love that is coming for you is not just a love that will heal you. It is a love that will challenge you. It will call you higher. It will ask you to grow in ways you have never imagined. Because the soulmate who is searching for you is not a completion of you, as if you were broken and they were the missing piece. No, my beloved. You are already complete. They are not coming to fix you. They are coming to mirror you. To show you the beauty of who you already are. To stand beside you as an equal, not a savior. To walk with you on a journey that will demand everything you have and give you everything you need. And that journey begins the moment you truly believe you are worthy of it. Not in a surface-level way. Not in a, I know I'm worthy, that your mind repeats while your heart trembles. But in a deep, cellular, unshakable knowing that you are not a mistake, not an afterthought, not a cosmic accident. You were intended. You were desired. You were chosen before you ever had a chance to earn it or prove it. And the person who is searching for you? They know you were chosen. They don't have to be convinced. They don't have to be persuaded. They know it the way they know the sun will rise and the stars will appear. That certainty is what makes them relentless. That certainty is why they haven't given up. That certainty is why, even now, as you read these words, they are doing something that will bring you closer together without either of you realizing it. But here is the part that will linger in your heart long after this part ends. There is a moment coming. A moment that will test everything you believe about love, faith, and timing. A moment when the distance between you and them will feel unbearable. When you will wonder if you imagined it all. When hope will seem like a cruel joke. And in that moment, you will have a choice. You can close the door. You can protect yourself. You can retreat into the safety of what you know, even if it is small and cold and lonely. Or you can stay open. You can hold the space for a love that is taking its time to arrive because it wants to be right, not just fast. You can trust that the silence is not rejection, but preparation. You can believe that the waiting is not punishment, but protection. And if you choose to stay open, that is when the miracle will happen. The miracle you have been waiting for your entire life. A miracle that has already begun, in a quiet room, in a sleeping heart, in a truth spoken without words. A truth that made someone believe in you. A truth that is still unfolding. And a truth that will lead you, finally, to the one who has been waiting to say. But no. That is for another part. Because the story is not finished. The journey is not over. The reveal is not yet complete. And the most beautiful part, the part that will make your heart soar and your tears fall, is still on its way. Stay here. Stay open. And let the next part find you when you are ready. There is something they haven't told you yet. Something that was whispered to them in that sacred space, but that they themselves do not fully understand. It is a vision. Not of your face. Not of your name. But of a place. A specific place where the threads of your lives are meant to cross. They saw it clearly, as if they were standing there in that moment. A bridge. Old stone. Weathered by time and rain, but still strong. Still standing. And on that bridge, two figures stood apart, facing each other, as if they had just met and had known each other forever all at once. That bridge exists. It is not a metaphor. It is not a symbol. It is a real place, waiting in the world for the two of you to find it. And the truth is, you have been near it before. Years ago, perhaps when you were young, perhaps when you were lost, perhaps when you were searching for something you couldn't name, you passed by that bridge. You didn't stop. You didn't look closely. You didn't feel the significance of that moment. But now you know. That bridge has been waiting for you. And so has the one who saw it. Here is what they don't know yet. What they haven't been shown. What heaven has kept veiled until the right moment. The bridge is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning. It is the threshold. The crossing point. The moment when two separate paths become one. But before you reach that bridge, before your feet touch those ancient stones, there is something you must do. Something you have been avoiding. A conversation you need to have. Not with them. Not with anyone else. But with yourself. The deepest, most honest conversation you have ever had. You have been carrying a question in your heart for longer than you realize. A question you have been afraid to ask, because you feared the answer. You feared that once you asked it, you would have to face the truth, and the truth might change everything. That question is this. What if I am already enough? Not what if I become enough. Not what if I earn enough. Not what if I finally fix myself enough to be deserving. What if you are already enough? Right now. In this moment. With every scar, every mistake, every unfinished thing about you. What if the love that is coming for you is not a reward for becoming someone else, but a gift for finally accepting who you are? That is the conversation you must have. And here is why it matters more than you can imagine. The one searching for you is also carrying a question. A similar question, shaped by different circumstances, but the same in its essence. They are asking themselves if they are worthy of someone like you. If they can truly be the person your heart needs. If they have what it takes to love you the way you deserve. And their answer to that question depends on yours. Because the two of you are connected in ways that go beyond coincidence. Your inner journey is their inner journey. Your breakthrough is their breakthrough. Your healing is their healing. When you finally answer that question, when you truly, deeply, irrevocably believe that you are enough, something in them will shift too. They will feel it. And they will be ready. Not ready to find you. They are already ready for that. They have been ready since the truth was revealed to them. No, they will be ready to receive you. Ready to hold the fullness of who you are without shrinking, without doubting, without running away. Ready to stand on that bridge with you and know, beyond any shadow of doubt, that this is what they have been waiting for. But there is still one more piece of the puzzle. One more revelation that will bring everything into focus. One more truth that will make the waiting worthwhile. It is about the silence between now and then. That silence that stretches out before you like a vast, empty space that seems to hold nothing but stillness. That silence is not empty. It is full. Full of preparation. Full of protection. Full of the quiet work that is being done beneath the surface of your life, in ways you cannot see, in places you cannot reach. The silence is where your soul is being strengthened. The silence is where their heart is being softened. The silence is where the bridge is being prepared, stone by stone, moment by moment, prayer by prayer. And when the silence finally breaks, when the waiting finally ends, when the moment finally arrives, it will feel like breathing for the first time. Like coming home to a place you have never been but have always known. Like looking into the eyes of someone you have loved across lifetimes and saying, with the deepest joy, there you are. That moment is real. It is coming. And you are walking toward it with every breath you take. But I will tell you one more thing before this part ends. Something that will stay with you. When you stand on that bridge, when you finally face the one who has been searching for you, there will be no words that need to be said. No explanations. No apologies. No justifications. You will simply look at each other, and you will know. You will know that the truth you were given was true. You will know that every moment of waiting was worth it. You will know that you were never lost, never forgotten, never alone. And in that knowing, the love that has been unfolding across time and distance will finally come to rest. In your heart. In theirs. In the sacred space between you. But before that happens, there is one final truth you need to hear. A truth that will answer the question you have been too afraid to ask. A truth that will open the door to everything you have been waiting for. And that truth is coming. In the silence. In the stillness.